Go! G-Mama wanna go!
Alright guys, welcome back. So, today's video is going to be a Q&A. I haven't done one in a pretty long time, but if I can turn on my iPad, I've got 5 questions today specifically about boot camp. It seems like every day I get about maybe a dozen messages on Instagram asking me, thank you so much for your earlier videos about boot camp and the Marine Corps, but I've just got one more question or something. So, I picked out 5 of them that I thought that you guys could benefit the most from. And don't worry if you're not looking for this sort of video. Tomorrow's going to be a Q&A about the YPG. I think it'll be an interesting one, so you guys stay tuned for that one. For the rest of you who are leaving for boot camp pretty soon, because it's summertime, that's when everybody leaves pretty much. Yeah, this one's for you guys. And the first question is going to be from Two Stroker Stoner, and he's asking, I sometimes laugh when I'm getting yelled at. Will that be a problem in boot camp? Well, me being a Marine veteran, my experience with that is honestly, it wasn't that bad because I had the same problem going in there. I was laughing all the time. Whenever you don't really experience getting yelled at that much when you're, a kid, or maybe you do, but the way you react to it is to laugh at it. The Marine Corps' job and boot camp's job is to go and teach you the reactions to stressful situations, the correct reactions. So they understand you're going to go there with that sort of mentality. You're 18 years old, man. You're pretty young. You're just going into adulthood, and this is the baggage that you bring to the table to boot camp. And I'll tell you what, man, as soon as you get there, at least in my experience, as soon as you get on that bus, you're in a different zone, man. You just your mind clicks and you're like, this is the boot camp that I've been preparing for months and years. It's not going to be that bad. I know plenty of people who had that same problem, and again, even if it doesn't really click in, it's gonna click in the first time they get yelled at, and it's not gonna be a problem afterwards. I promise you that. They're just gonna go and if somebody does something bad, what their job is to do is just to make you do a bunch of push-ups or run around or that's just boot camp, man. This is boot camp. So don't stress out about it. It's everybody's gonna get yelled at. Everybody's gonna have their own little quirk, and I promise you it's not gonna be as bad as you think. And you will get over it. Mark my words. Next question is from Gissy D. It's a long question, but I read over it, and it's basically asking about the obstacle courses in Marine Corps boot camp. Now, I would assume pretty much all the obstacle courses are similar no matter what boot camp. So, I'll tell you what, the only thing that I failed in that obstacle course was actually my favorite part, which was the pull-up bars, because sometimes you have to go over them, or you have to go and do some weird maneuvers on them. I'll show you some videos of it. Honestly, for me, I was too small, or too short, and too weak to jump up to the bar. That's the only reason I failed it. What they do is, you can't fail 3 things in the obstacle course, and it takes a lot of effort to fail 3 things. I don't know anybody who has. For me, I actually got 2 marks, which means they just mark your hand with a marker when you fail something. I got 2. I almost failed 3. Just because I couldn't jump up. So I guess if you're 5'4" like me and you have weak leg strength, maybe do some squats before boot camp. That might be a good idea. If not, you're not going to fail anything. Or if you do, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. All you can do is just go to your high school gym. Make sure you can climb a rope. That should be pretty easy. You can look at a YouTube video. It takes a minute to go and learn a really good technique. Literally anybody can climb a rope, all right? And, there's just a couple other things. Make sure you can do pull-ups. But, that's something they already check before you go to boot camp. At least Marine Corps boot camp. Yeah, man. And also, if you're short, just get good at jumping or something. It's not that big of a deal. But it was kind of funny, though, because as soon as I failed, they had a recruit behind me go and pick me up and, put me up on the bar. Once I got to the bar, I was able to do it really easily. So, and also going on this, the height of the pull bar is not consistent in all the obstacle courses in the Marine Corps. When I got to 29 palms, which is my base, it was funny. The pull bars were super low, so I was able to just grab them. It's not consistent. Maybe San Diego is different than Parris Island. I'm not really sure, but man, it's not too big of a deal. Just practice at your gym, get good leg strength, and you'll be good to go. The third question we got is from Lightmaster, and he's asking, thanks, I'm leaving in August, and this is a very good video. Thank you. It's 5 big tips for boot camp. Give that one a watch if you haven't. It's really popular. But one thing I was looking to be is the guide. All right. I don't think it was really a question, but I guess some of you should know this. The guide, at least in the Marine Corps, is basically the recruit who's in charge of all the other recruits, where he takes the blame for everybody else, and he's a leadership position, right? There's a couple other leadership positions you can get, which is a squad leader, team leader, that sort of thing. If you're really somebody who's looking to be a leader, which, hey, I mean, that should be a mentality, or that should be a personality trait that you should have before going to boot camp if you want to try. The best way to do it is just as soon as you get to boot camp. I'm telling, like, as soon as you step into the doors and you start filing all the paperwork and everything, if they ask you to go and pass out papers, you pass out papers, or you volunteer. If they ask you to do anything, like pass out water bottles or pass out, shoes, because people all need shoes and boots, be that person. Take command. Really put yourself out there. You're going to get yelled at. You're going to mess up. You're probably going to get roasted a little bit more than others, but hey, it's, if that's what you're going for, which is also including a promotion, so you could go private first class right off the bat, man, that's a good idea. Yeah, just put yourself out there. Be okay with taking the blame of everybody, which 90 recruits is quite a lot, so watch out for that. But if that's your style, go for it. I believe in you, Lightmaster. I believe in you. The next question is from the same video, 5 big tips for boot camp, and it's from Leonardo Barbieri, and he's asking, how often do you get sick at boot camp? Ooh, I don't remember exactly how many times I got sick, but you do get sick, especially the first 2 weeks or so. Everyone's sick. It's like a fever, it's a cold, it's something like that. Pretty light sickness, but it does affect you. Obviously, you don't really want to tell them that you're sick unless you are really sick. Like if you find out you have asthma, or say you have the flu, or you're, really bad stuff, make sure to let them know. They aren't going to kick you out. They aren't going to do any of that. If it's really bad, they'll just put you in a medical platoon for a week, and you'll just pick up where you left off in another platoon. That's as bad as it gets. But for me, I got sick, I believe, twice, which is like a fever and a cold. And, it just goes away after a week and you're all good. It's just, I mean, you got to think of it this way, all right? Marine Corps boot camp is the longest boot camp, which is 3 months. Still, 3 months is not that long. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. There's like a week of processing, and, there's a lot of stuff that's in boot camp that isn't just training. So just get through it, man. That's my recommendation. Other than that, you will be getting pink eye. Everybody in boot camp gets pink eye. It's pretty bad. It's just, I mean, imagine it's 90 dudes from around the world, or, really the world. Some guys from Puerto Rico and El Salvador. Dude, you're going to get sick. Pink eye's going to be a thing, but, just brush it off. Take out all that weird mucus stuff, and you'll be good to go, all right? And the last question we got, it's actually not a question, but it's a really good point, and I wanted to emphasize it, which is from Ben Hossack from the different video, top 5 tips for Marine Corps boot camp. And Ben Hossack is saying, 1, the first rule is realize it's a game. And the second rule is to learn how to play the game. Yes, this is boot camp, all right? The first thing that you need to realize is their job is to break you down. And if it's a job, that means they have to play a game. They have to make it a job, which means they're gonna be messing around with you. They're gonna be making you put your racks with your buddy into the washroom and then back, and then to the washroom again and then back. They're gonna make you do silly things. I remember again with the racks, like the beds, basically the bunk beds. They had us put them all to the middle, and in order to clean the room, instead of just scrubbing and just taking our time, what they did is they had us put all the racks in the middle, and they just put us in circles 100 times. Just brushing, and we're just going around, and they called it the Indy 500, like the Indianapolis 500. Yeah. What do you say? I mean, it's a game, and as soon as you realize that it's a game and they're laughing in the inside, that's when you realize, okay, not only is this kind of like funny, and it's gonna be good memories in the future, but going on that first thing of I'm scared about laughing and stuff. Look, they're going to be laughing as well. It's going to be rare, but they're going to have little smirks on their face. They're trying to hide it as well. Everybody in that room is going to be trying to hide their laughs, and they're going to be trying to hide their little embarrassments and whatever. Everybody's human. It's pretty funny. Really good experiences, and just play the game, man. Play the game. You're all going to learn, especially in your platoon. All of you as a unit are going to learn, okay, within the first month, this is what they're doing to us. This is how we avoid that, and you'll get used to it. So guys, I hope you learned something in this video today. If you have any other questions, you can always shoot me a DM on Insta. If you have any questions that you think would help others, leave them in the comments below. I'll make sure to look at those for the next Q&A. And remember, tomorrow's Q&A is going to be YPG, because I was in the YPG militia. Look at some of my older videos, you'll be interested. And anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. If you didn't, a dislike, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.
Gunda dinji.
bunu dere yani Türkiye nasıl yani?
Take you better hamu